It's beginning to look a lot like Christmas.
Christmas.
Toys in every store. Merry Christmas, Dave.
Merry Christmas.
A whole nother year down. I didn't think we'd honestly make it. I honestly thought you would have been sick of me by this point.
Nope, we're still going strong with another Christmas season. And this year we are watching Krampus.
And as well, first off, what's good, everybody? Welcome to Body Bag Podcast. I'm Chris Thomas, and with me, as always, Broke Rider Dave. And as a Christmas present to Broke Rider Dave here, I'm going to shut up a good 60% now. I'm
Okay.
dedicated this time. My gift to you, I'm going to pull it back about 60%.
All right.
So starting now, take it away. You tell us how this show is going to go.
Well, I feel like we upgraded from the two movies we've watched last year for the Christmas season because I had fun watching this movie. I don't know if it's necessarily a good movie, but it is a lot of fun.
That's
We
right, Dave.
Yeah, we watched Krampus, which had a really good cast. And I said, you'd consider this a horror comedy, right?
Yes.
Yes.
That's me pulling back 60%.
It's more like 85%.
All right, look,
Yeah.
I will say this. I had some shit I was getting ready to talk about this movie until halfway through when I found out that it was PG-13, and then I forgave quite a bit of stuff.
Once you realize it's PG-13, you're like, okay. Because they
yeah.
cut away from all the kills in this movie, basically.
The second that they pulled away from that one guy's, or no, Beth's death, I think she was going to be the first one.
Yeah.
Once they pulled away from that and just went to something, I was like, "Oh my god!" I immediately had to go and check. I said, "Are we Black Christmasing it up in here? Is that what we're doing right now? Where we're gonna
Yes.
pull away from all the cool shots?"
Yeah, keep it PG-13. Watch this with the kids.
Now I'm just kind of dumping all my feels onto it right now. But should we start from? Well, first off, who is Krampus and what this movie is?
You got Krampus, who's kind of the anti-Santa Claus.
He's the shadow of Saint Nicholas.
He comes when you stop believing, not to give gifts, but to give punishment.
I love that. Just he go he beats the shit out of you if you don't have enough Christmas spirit.
Yeah. This follows a family getting ready for the Christmas holiday. Got a mother, father, son, and daughter. Very basic family unit.
A pretty decent cast.
Yep. The father's played by Adam Scott. Mother's played by Toni Collette. Like I said, we had some good acting in this movie.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I wish I knew that his brother-in-law's name because I've seen him in so many things and I can never remember his name.
Let me see.
He's a comedian too.
Yeah. David Kochner.
Costner? Kochner.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know, he's one of those people where it's like you know him when you see him faces.
Yeah. Yeah. And Toni Collette's sister and her family are coming to visit him for Christmas. And Toni Collette and Scott are kind of like the upper class.
They're well to do.
Yeah, doing very well. While her sister and her family seem closer to,
It's very much the Griswolds and their cousin Eddie.
yeah.
They're the cousin Eddie of this movie where some of them sleep in a trailer and another they're all like I don't know they're cousin Eddie.
Trailer trash, but close to it.
Yeah, I was about to say I wasn't going to say trailer trash, but
you could tell that
of
Toni
the same
Collette
ilk.
kind of looks down on him.
Yes,
And you just kind of like oil and water. But her Toni Collette's sister also brings her aunt, who's kind of like a bitch.
I was going to say an asshole. You mean?
Yeah. If you ever watch Two and a Half Men, the actress playing the aunt is
the maid.
Berta. Yeah.
That's the only place I know her from. I was like, oh no, she was all. Wait, I know the other thing I've seen her in. She was in. The only other thing I've ever seen her in was Mr. Deeds.
She was in Mr. Deeds. Okay, yeah. So she pretty funny person.
Yeah, she's cool.
Yeah.
But here's a script for you that's never been done. A family gets together for the holidays and they actually like each other.
No, we're not doing that.
You've never seen that before.
No.
And you won't see it here.
No, because I sit down for dinner and it gets rough.
Yeah, it gets. Oh, that's another reason why I kind of thought that this was a horror comedy. In the beginning, had a very Zombie Land kind of intro where it's like shop violence, but it's all like slow motion.
Yeah.
That's that's gonna play into what's about to happen. Sorry, I just wanted to say that real quick. But what's
Yeah.
about to happen here at dinner? It
Throughout
gets
the
rough.
dinner, the cousins are arguing with each other. Adam Scott's son, who still believes in Santa, his two older cousins grab his list and start reading it out loud, laughing at him.
Yeah, and his dad just sit there and lets it happen.
Yeah.
Like I'm like, whoa, dude! Like this is going on for like 2-3 minutes, and he doesn't get up and say, "Stop it!" Give that back.
Kids will be kids or whatever. Criticizing Tony Clutch cooking to the point where Adam Scott basically looks at David Kocher. He's like, can you just please say something nice about our dessert?
Hey,
Please, man.
And then
Please, man, help.
Did you hear what he said? He said, "I'll
Yeah.
I'll compliment the dessert if it comes back and it tastes all right."
Yeah. Like, what asshole word?
Like, why are you guys even here? Like,
Right.
you both obviously don't like each other. Why are you guys even here?
Yeah. Because they're family. And this leads to Adam Scott's son grabbing his list, ripping it up. He's like, I hate you guys. I wish you were never here. And he throws his Christmas list out the window.
He might as well have kicked over a jack-o'-lantern during Halloween because Krampus doesn't like that.
No.
Krampus has some rules.
Yeah. When you stop leaving, he comes. And that's what happens. They wake up the next day. There's no power, no service of any type of phones, and they're getting hit by a blizzard.
Yeah, as luck would have it, so they're pretty much stranded.
Yeah.
No way in, no way out unless you're walking.
Yeah. But
which they make it
you
look
don't
like
walk in
they're
that blizzard. Yeah.
they kind of make it look like they're out in the middle of nowhere, but are they around other people?
They kind of live in like the suburbs.
All right, because
And there's a scene in this where they talk about, like, well, I don't see anybody. Well, this family is in Florida for Christmas. They're this over there for Christmas.
how convenient!
Like, all the neighbors left for Christmas, and yeah,
it was all part of the Krampus's plan.
right.
I'm sorry. I'm just still tickled at the idea. Like the kid rips up this letter and throws it out, and like Krampus is just off somewhere. Like the hell, just just like
Wakes from his 20-year nap, like, oh, there's a kid that needs to be punished.
No, not just this kid, but his entire family needs to be punished. Why? Because it's not even the kid. The kid is trying to have Christmas spirit, but they won't let him.
Yeah. And then following this came a scene where I looked at Adam Scott and Tony Clyde, like, oh, you guys are awful parents. Because I grew up in the Midwest. I've been through a lot of blizzards.
Uh-huh.
You don't let people leave the house.
No.
And they just let their daughter leave and walk to her boyfriend's house.
Oh, it didn't require too much pleading either. Just like, come on, it's just a couple blocks away.
Okay, fine. And
yeah, sure, go.
They never see her again.
Like I've had to hike like a few blocks to back when I used to live with my folks to get to my grandparents' house to shovel their thing. Just a couple of blocks, and it's not even blizzarding out. Is a pain to get through.
Yeah,
and that was in the middle of a blizzard storm. Yeah, sure, go.
No. And also, the son's like, hey, there's a snowman in the front yard. And Tony Clutch's just like, cool.
Huh, neat.
And he's like, who built it? She's like, I don't know.
You notice how
who cares?
How they kept getting more and more snowmen outside as the movie kept going on.
Yeah.
You're like, screw it. Yeah, so there's a snowman, big deal.
Yeah, so when this happens, Ed Scott's mother, who's kind of like an elder woman from, I think, what is it, Romania?
I think it was Germany.
Could be Austria. Somewhere in that area of Europe.
Eastern Europe.
She starts a fire in the fireplace, and she's tending to the fire the entire time. Got to keep it warm. And more time passes. Beth doesn't come back. So Adam Scott and David Kocher have to go look for her. They go out. They don't see anybody. They see a plow truck that's been crashed. And they realize that the windshield is busted in instead of out. They're like, oh, that's weird. And then they get attacked. Run back to the house, and everyone's like, what's going on? They're like, honestly, we don't know. Because basically what happens is David Kocher's just kind of grabbed through the snow and then attacked. And has a bite mark on his leg. And
this is just me keeping it 40.
Yeah. And
you're doing great.
From there, basically, all Krampus's minions start an all-out assault on the house because they fall asleep, let the fire go out, and his minions take David Kocher's young son by lowering him to the chimney with just like a little bell.
Well, it was a gingerbread man that
Yeah, sitting there shaking, making like a bell noise, and the son just kind of follows it
yeah,
into the fireplace where he's wrapped up in the chain and
not the
pulled up.
brightest, not the brightest
No,
kid.
he's not very bright at all, and he's pulled up the chimney
I will.
and
Okay,
wakes
sorry.
everybody up. Yeah,
I will say that the next sequence of events, I enjoyed.
yeah,
I liked the minions. I liked Santa's minions, and you get a little bit of a variety of them, which I thought was pretty cool.
yeah. So they're trying to pull him out of the chimney.
Hmm.
Got everyone grabbing his legs, trying to pull him out. They
Hmm.
knock one of the embers from the fireplace into the Christmas tree, and that catches fire.
Hmm.
Basically, all chaos at this point. And they pull Tony Collette out, and the sun's gone.
Sun's gone.
Yeah. And everyone's like, what the hell is going on? Which is when Grandma's like, oh, I know what this is.
Let's sit around, everybody, and let me tell you a tale. And
Yeah. And they're like, oh, that's bullshit.
well, no, only what's his face, Howard, Howard, right?
Yeah.
Only Howard is like, well, we get a sequence which I thought was pretty cool, animated thing of the lore of
Yeah.
Krampus, which I honestly wouldn't mind a nice animated short in that style.
Yeah.
And that's why I think she said she was from Germany. And Krampus pretty much slaughtered a whole village, or was it just her folks?
It was just her family.
It was just her family because she lived during a rough time, and then they were like, "You need to be serious and stop with all this playing." And then she made a wish. Krampus came down, slaughtered her family, and left her basically to be like, "Remember what you saw here."
Yeah.
T- Next time you even think about having a lack of Christmas spirit, I will come back again.
Right.
Just, I don't know why. Just the pettiest of ideas of like, you ain't got enough Christmas spirit. Well, that means your family. And so Howard's like, yeah, that's bullshit.
Yeah.
So, which is kind of goes along with the rules that we set for to survive a horror movie. One of the rules that we put was even if you're a skeptic, just believe it.
Yeah. Just believe it. It works out better for you.
You got attacked by something out there, and I don't know how you're going to explain the sentient gingerbread men, but
Yeah.
let's just believe in Krampus for a little bit.
Yeah. And then the two daughters go upstairs and then they get lured into the attic where they get grabbed, which lead Adam Scott, Tony Collette,
Yeah,
and
these kids are not smart. They get lured everywhere. Like
go upstairs where they are attacked by a
it's like a jack in
bear
the
with
box.
owl wheels,
Oh, that
owl
thing.
wings, yeah, and
Yeah, I don't know what that was.
a jack in the box, and then like a robot starts attacking Adam Scott.
It was, which is interesting because the gingerbread men before was obvious CG.
Yeah, I mean, the
This-
gingerbread, it's not before, they're kind of happening at the same time.
Yeah, but
Howard's downstairs getting attacked by a gingerbread man, which is obvious CG. Yeah,
yeah, but then you have these things that are actual puppetry,
yeah,
which I don't know. I liked it.
yeah. It looks pretty good.
I didn't even mind that, even though they were both vastly different from each other. I was like, yeah, I'm still
Yeah,
enjoying
I'm
it.
still here for it. Yeah, I guess it would kind of been hard to have puppetry of gingerbread men.
I even like how cheap the Jack in the Box look. I like
Yeah.
cheesy looking effects like that.
Yeah,
Um. I'll
David
just,
Kotcher's getting shot with a nail gun by gingerbread man, and
at this point it's like Gremlins.
yeah, basically you got gremlins going on.
Yeah, just a bunch of minions doing a bunch of weird things around the house.
Yeah, and they fight them all off. All get back to the living room, except for one of the daughters was taken out of the two that was upstairs.
Yeah, they rescued one of them.
Yeah.
So
So
that,
now you're down to two kids left. All the adults are still there.
yes,
They're like, okay, we got to go.
yeah, let's get out of here.
Yeah. And before they could leave,
Elves.
elves just break into this through the window, take their aunt. She's gone, and the little baby too.
Yeah, they stole a baby too.
Yeah.
And well, we see him a little bit more in a little bit. But yeah, sorry, go ahead.
Yeah. So elves take them. That's like, okay, we're all leaving now. And that's when the grandmother's like, I'm gonna stay. You
For no
guys go.
reason.
Yeah, I'm gonna go 1v1 Krampus.
1v1 grandma versus Krampus.
Yeah. So they all run out and
Oh yeah, she dies, by the way. She just gets straight like they it looked like it was supposed to be like a meeting of like oh, you remember me from when I was a little girl? And then he like opens up his sack and you think then she just gets attacked by toys.
This is the first time we actually get a real good look at Krampus.
I like his look.
Yeah, he does look good. I was about to ask you about that. Has a
Uh,
real good look because he looks like kind of like a minotaur, close to.
yeah, because he has cloven feet. He's half goat on the bottom, and top half is a man.
He has
Although
horns. He has a distorted like Santa face.
he has a distorted Santa face, which doesn't have a lot of expression. It has one singular face, really, but I like the
Yeah.
look of it.
Yeah.
Like it's not somebody under the mask like making faces or anything like that.
It's
Like,
almost like a Santa face skin stretched over what his actual face is.
yeah.
That's why you get the. Yeah, it's a really good look.
So yeah,
But
and
yeah,
he's
Grandma
spry.
doesn't last long. Yeah.
And he's spry. The dude, he like runs across like rooftops like he's a ninja.
Was that Krampus though? I thought that was one of his minions. That was
Oh, that was
that's what-
Krampus.
Was it? Okay.
Where he jumped from one side of the road to the other and then started running off the thing like Naruto. Just
Yeah.
but
So as they're running to this plow truck, all the adults get just grabbed underneath the snow and taken.
very quickly, just
Yeah.
one by one by one.
Boom, 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 boom. All gone. And then it's the two cousins in the car. They're trying to start. He's like, I don't even know how to drive a stick.
Nope.
And she's like, oh, what the hell? And she is taken. Krampus looks at him, throws his note at him, and a little ornament.
Take your shit.
Yeah. Just like his grandma, he was going to be just the only one left alone.
Remember what you saw here.
Yeah. Remember me. But this kid wasn't having that. He's like, no, I'm going to go save my family.
And then we get into some like human sacrifice stuff.
Yeah, because the cousins there about to get eaten. He's like, hey, assholes, I want my family back. I take back my wish. I am taking back my power.
I like that they just laugh at it. I'm like, phew.
Okay. Ground opens up. Krampus throws his cousin in there. He's like, no, I thought I was taking it back.
And they start
Krampus
laughing at
grabs
him.
him. Yeah. Grabs him by the head, just holds him over, and just drops him.
I would love it if that's how it ended. That movie would get so many more points if that's how it ended. Just like, throws him in and then cut the credits.
Yeah, but I do like the ending, though.
All right.
And then this kid wakes up. He's like, oh, it must have all been a dream.
And his family is all happy.
It's a happy Christmas morning. They're opening presents, so he opens one, and it's a Krampus ornament. And slowly they all start to remember.
And they're like, oh shit, I died.
And the camera starts panning out of the house farther away. Realize this house is now in a snow globe in Krampus's like lair. They're doomed to spend Christmas together for eternity.
You better fucking be in the holly jolly spirit.
Yeah. Which I think is kind of a... I mean, there's worse fates for people in the horror movie.
I have to spend eternity with Christmas with my family.
Yeah, but to wake up each day, have that Christmas joy, and then get it taken away from you each day, because then you remember, like, oh.
Merry Christmas, and then, holy crap, I died violently.
Yeah, oh, we're stuck in this for eternity. Oh, yeah.
I still say I would have given it way more points if it just ended with Krampus saying, nope, into the pit.
Into the pit, kid.
Because they just laugh at his ass, and then he grabs him, and then she's like, I'm sorry, I didn't have enough Christmas spirit. And he's like, well, you didn't, and then just throw him in the pit.
Yeah. So they didn't beat Krampus.
They didn't beat Krampus, and and that essentially is the movie Krampus.
Like I said, improvement over last year's movies.
They just had to be better than Hanukkah.
And Black Xmas. Yeah.
I would have even settled if it was just better than Hanukkah only. Like just as long as it's better than that, please. And once I like 20 minutes in and I looked at it was PG-13, I was like, okay, I can forgive some of this stuff.
Yeah.
Because all right, why don't we go into scenes of the movies real quick?
Favorite scene of the movie.
Scene or death, I guess. Which death is kind of hard considering it's all off screen.
Yeah.
Most of it. You see, it's weird because I think a lot of these scenes
there's not really that many standout scenes.
They were all individually. I think that if they leaned into certain things a lot more, it's in a weird limbo. That'll come into my final thought.
Maybe my favorite scene I can think of is after they pull Toni Collette out of the chimney. Is you actually get to see her shine as an actress.
Oh, Toni Collette?
It's like what you see up there. I don't even know.
She's a good actress.
Yeah, she's top tier. That's like one of the few scenes in this movie where she actually got to show it. Yeah.
I'll put my scene as the grandma's story, that little animated bit where we're given the lore of Krampus.
Okay.
What I was gonna say was, to me, that this, before I start giving out ratings. Well, why don't we just give initial thoughts before we go into ratings?
Yeah.
How about you go real quick? Because you were saying you had a good time with it.
Okay, I put this kind of in the same place I put like the 2008 Black Xmas. I don't think it's a great movie by any sorts, but I can still have fun watching this movie.
That's what I was. I'm agreeing with you, and I also think that it's in a weird kind of limbo where it's not rated R, so it doesn't get to be really bloody as it could, but it's also PG-13, but it doesn't get as ridiculous as it could be for a PG-13 either.
Yeah.
Like there's bits like the whole instance where they're like fighting the gingerbread man and he's like shooting gingerbread men with a shotgun.
Yeah.
If it was like that ridiculous all the way through, like that, I think that would have been a great PG-13. You could have account for like, oh well, it's not so bloody, okay, but neither was like Happy Death Day,
Yeah.
but we still think it's fun.
Yeah.
It gets over the top sometimes. I think if they
Yeah.
did that, you would have had a good PG-13.
Yeah.
That's all I kept thinking about throughout the entire thing is that it feels like something's keeping it from trying to lean one way or the other.
Maybe now look into some of the
Oh yeah,
Rotten Tomatoes bad reviews for this movie.
Yeah, what were some of the bad reviews? I will say though, like that I had mentioned before. Once I found out it was PG-13, though, I was like, okay,
Yeah.
for what it is, what the rating it does have, it was fun in a lot of parts.
Yeah. So you have Matt Brunson from Film Frenzy. He says the setup and midsection are so wonderfully rich with character and incident that's shocking how much this movie falls apart once it morphs into a charmless Gremlins ripoff.
Oh, so somebody else thought because that whole sequence in the middle was very pretty much Gremlins.
Yeah.
Which is I think I said that it felt like it was trying to be Gremlins mixed with Violent Night.
Yeah.
But Violent Night is rated R and Gremlins is also PG, and those two can't really they butt heads.
Yeah.
Because you can't be over the top, nor can you get ridiculous.
Yeah. And then you got Damon Fudge from Des Moines, Iowa. Krampus is a horror comedy that doesn't go far enough into either of its two genres. There's too much wasted potential to make this a true holiday horror classic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I agree.
See that, yeah. And then you got Stephanie from Time Magazine. Some clever soul might have done something moderately effective with this idea, but Krampus is too dumb to be scary and too listless to be entertaining.
Yeah, I mean, I try not to be as harsh, but kinda, yeah. It really just feels, I'd say more disappointing just because I think it could have been great.
Michael Campton, Bowling Green Daily News. The anti-Christmas movie that wants to be naughty but ultimately misses the mark. Okay.
Yeah, kind of fair. Yeah.
Yeah.
How about
All right.
How about one 5-star review?
1 5. Not really seen any 5 stars.
That's all right.
Yeah. Joey from Wicked Horror gave it an 8 out of 10, and the review is as cliche as it may sound. Krampus is a gift that keeps on giving.
I'm glad you enjoyed it.
Yeah. All right. And Molly Henry from the Blogging Banshee gave it a score of 8.5 out of 10. Krampus is a film that will be added to my list of Christmas movies I have to watch every year. It ties in old traditions with how the holidays are today.
It really could have been.
Yeah.
It could have been in another timeline. That would have been the case, but
Yeah. But I see what she's saying, how it ties in old traditions with how kind of like how most people are with holidays today, begrudgingly hanging out with family.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. What would you rate this movie, Chris?
Time to break this down.
Break it down. Yep.
I'll start off with technicals at 6.5.
Okay. Technicals. I'm right there with you at 6.5.
Because I was like,
it's not bad.
Not bad, but it ain't
Yeah.
great. I mean, it's it's pretty average. I mean, I like that filter that the camera uses for these kind of movies. It's the same kind that it's like in it feels like the same kind of saturation from like Black Christmas.
Yeah.
Harsh yellows and harsh reds.
Yeah.
Story I gave a 6.
Okay.
Pretty
I'm
pretty
yeah.
average story for me. Not bad, not out of the park or anything.
I'm probably gonna give it a 5.5 for story.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean it's a Krampus story.
It is a Krampus story.
There isn't much for conflict resolution with all the conflict in the movie.
No.
No.
I think that the animated tale would have been a more interesting story
Yeah.
as a long movie.
Yeah. And then
Um,
we got enjoyment.
I gave it a 6.5.
Okay.
I liked it a little more once I found out it was PG-13. I was like, okay, I can forgive some of this stuff.
Yeah, I enjoy this movie. I gave it a 7.
Okay.
I could watch this movie over again.
I mean, if it's on, I'd watch it, but
Yeah.
it's not a go out of my way. Black Christmas, 2008 or is it 2009?
2008, I believe, yeah.
That is a Christmas horror movie I'd go out of my way for, just in terms of how over the top it gets. Same thing with Violent Night.
Yeah.
This one doesn't go too far in any direction for me to be
Yeah.
like, yeah, let's watch it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, if it's on, I'll watch it. But yeah, I'm not going to go search this out for the Christmas season.
But I think it was much like a whole lot of these movies that we review. It feels like it could have been more.
Yeah.
Trying to think of like other movies that kind of like a lot of these movies that we review fall in that category of it's okay, but it could be so much more.
And overall, for both of us, it is 19 out of 30.
19 out of 30?
Yep.
Is that combined total?
Yeah. We had different numbers, but they, yeah, both equaled out to 19 out of 30.
All right, so yeah, so and hey, you know what though? It's holly jolly season it is anyway, just because
Yeah.
it wasn't Hanukkah and it wasn't.
Yeah, this movie's not getting a 3 out of 30 like last year. All right, well, we hope you all have a very Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays to those who don't celebrate Christmas. Have a good week, everybody.
Happy holidays. Hey everybody, thanks for listening to Body Bag Podcast. Be sure to like and subscribe and leave us a comment as to what you'd like to hear us review or any horror movie topics you'd like to hear us rant and rave about.
And while you're at it, you can find us on Twitter at BodyBagPod and on Instagram at BodyBagPodcast.
Thanks, and we'll see you next time.